This is the 20-second long teaser for Season 5, Part B of Yellowstone. I've watched it about a dozen times and discovered something that nobody's talking about. Did you catch it?
The epic return of Yellowstone, premiering November 10th. Only on Paramount Network.
Honestly, that little clip with the horse tells me a lot about what's to come, and I got pretty excited to hop on YouTube and brag about it, but then Yellowstone went and leaked it all themselves, which... but maybe not. You see, Yellowstone's a bit of a bad boyfriend. They tell us what we want to hear, change a tiny detail, and then they disappear and repeat. For example, several years ago, we learned about a show called 1932, and another one called 6666 for the Four Sixes Ranch. Really excited for that. 1932 became 1923, which, whatever. And the Four Sixes show is as big of a mystery as the fate of Lugnut Boy, and what the heck happened to the Beck brothers plane that Casey put a bomb in during Season 2. Nobody talks about it any longer. Am I making all of this up? Is Taylor Sheridan gaslighting me? First, let's get to that teaser and what it all means. Okay, we got the ranch and a horse. Oh, cool shot with a man reflecting there in the horse's eye. That's gotta be Rip, right? Some dramatic sound effects, the tune-in. That guy at the door, that's Rip too, maybe? Oh, that hat. That's John Dutton's hat, which, I don't know, you tell me, does John Dutton die? If so, how? How would you kill off John Dutton, and does Kevin Costner's absence affect how you'll watch this show? The comments section was not kind to Yellowstone, but let's be honest, we're all gonna watch anyways, right? A 60-second recap of how Season 5 Part A ended is coming, plus the news about how Yellowstone spoiled everything, but let's go back and rewatch that teaser. And it is just a teaser. Nothing irritates me more than a bad YouTube channel claiming that they have the official trailer just to bait you into watching something with a robot voice. Nothing unusual at the ranch there. There's a few horses grazing quietly and 4 cars by the barn. 2 of those are Yellowstone trucks, and I guess the dark vehicle could be Jamie's. This is the part here. Freeze. Who do we see there? It's gotta be Rip, right? But did you notice that there's someone else in that reflection? You can just see his left arm. I'm guessing it's Casey, because when the fight for the ranch comes down to it, he'll have to pick a side, but I'm also guessing that's not what this scene is. If Rip was walking towards the endgame scene, he'd have to be a little bit stealthier than this. I think he's probably just cocking his rifle to take care of some ranch stuff. Maybe a cow needs put down, or another horse got hurt. We don't learn much more other than someone sneaking into the ranch house. That could be Rip if he's sneaking up on Jamie. That'd be a pretty big surprise because Rip is supposed to be in Texas. It's been forever, but the last time we saw him, there was this big teary goodbye where Rip, Walker, Jake, Teeter, and Ryan all ship out. That's bad news for Laramie, who's dating Ryan. And it's bad news for our girl Lainey Wilson, who plays Abby, Ryan's love interest. I guess we won't be seeing her anymore, or will we?
Chasing a dream? I understand. And I hope you catch it. Just wish that dream was me.
The other plot points are as follows. John is supporting Chief Rainwater's crusade against a pipeline through the reservation. Jamie has just called for him to be impeached and told Beth that that photo she has of him killing his father is pretty useless because the body is at the bottom of a pit filled with Dutton victims through the years. So now Beth and Jamie are both plotting to kill each other.
If there is a place our enemies go and nobody ever knows they went, then they will never come back. And I think that's the place for Jamie.
Jamie and Sarah from Market Equities are sleeping together, but it's pretty clear she's just using them to gain leverage to build that airport. Casey and Monica are now running the ranch, which is a form of healing because if you recall at the start of Season 5, they lost their baby boy in a terrible car accident. Finally, Beth has figured out a plan to diversify revenue at the ranch. The Four Sixes Ranch in Texas sells their own beef, and they make a killing doing it. I love this plan, but I really doubt there's going to be time to pull it off, especially because John Dutton seems to die as soon as this season resumes. I guess not everyone knows, but Kevin Costner and Yellowstone couldn't come to terms, so he's not participating in the remainder of Season 5, so he's gotta die, right? Sort of makes this shot from the teaser extra poignant, but it is also going to require some hard plot pivots. Alright, spoiler alert warning now, because what I'm about to reveal not only sets up how this all ends, but it also shares what's next for the survivors. Abby's fate, which I admit is only interesting if you're a big country music fan, who survives the epic clash between Beth and Jamie, and who's going to lead Season 6 of Yellowstone is all on the way. Does knowing Season 6 is possible bring you joy or sadness? I'm kind of conflicted because when shows last too long, they often get worse. Puck is who is reporting all of this. A summary is that Cole Hauser and Kelly Riley, who play Rip and Beth, are negotiating to extend participation in the show. This would amount to a de facto Season 6, which could very well be called something different. Kelly teased all of this a little bit earlier in the year when she was asked about reports that Yellowstone was ending after Season 5, and she said, "Meh, don't believe everything you read." Now, it could be that this report and reports that both actors will join Matthew McConaughey in a sequel are the same report. We've not really heard anything about him in Yellowstone in a long time, and people have started to say that the concept is dead. Really sort of hard to figure out who to believe, but I will say that Puck is a trusted news source. They were all over the Kevin Costner drama and have been aggregated by Deadline, Vulture, Variety, and industry sources who check their sources before forwarding news like this. Of course, all of this means that Rip and Beth survived the finale, which is a huge spoiler because a month ago, that really seemed to be in peril. A Reddit thread called "A Final FU to Yellowstone and its filming" picked up steam after describing Beth being carted away on a gurney after a battle with Jamie. It's all very angry and sensational, but I dropped a link in the description section because if you don't love angry and sensational, why are you even watching this show? Our mystery leaker says she heard from a guy who knows a guy that Jamie gets killed at the end. No word on what happened to Rip, Casey, Monica, Tate, or anyone else involved in the show, but this would have to mean that Sarah from Market Equities gets plugged too, right? I mean, I love her, but she's gotta go.
It was the perfect speech. It was the perfect delivery. Everything about it was perfect. And you got the votes.
So to recap, Rip and someone else are on the hunt during Season 5. Beth lives, but Jamie dies at the end, and Beth and Rip survive to take part in Season 6, which might be called something totally different. It doesn't sound like the de facto Season 6 is called Madison, the show that Michelle Pfeiffer is leading. We've also got no word on 1944, or the long-rumored 4/6's show, which at this point, I'm just giving up on it. Finally, we do know Lainey Wilson will return to Season 5 of Yellowstone. When we asked her about it, she got kind of funny, but then we saw this headline in the Fort Worth Telegram, so she's definitely in.
Did you quit your job?
Why would I do that?
Did you demand to
Hey.
stay on the ranch here? I'm sure someone is. Look, I don't see the point in you running after me if you don't have something different to tell me.
I'm Billy Dukes for Taste of Country. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing.